Okay? I love them because I get a break. I turn off the computer on a Friday evening when I'm finished, and that's it. I don't turn it on again until Monday.
Yeah. I used
You
to
know what I
get
mean? Get
really,
away.
really frustrated when a weekend would come because I wouldn't be able to go trade anymore. It's like, I can't wait till Monday. It's like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think being a trader is the only profession that's the case.
yeah,
Everybody said,
yeah,
"Oh, it's Friday, yay!"
yeah,
And
yeah,
we're like, "Oh, it's Monday, I'm
yeah.
ready."
You see, Jed, look, I know you have, but I've been involved in I don't know how many different ways to make some money whilst I've been alive. You know, since the age of
Right.
12. I'm 62 now, so I'm at it 50 years. Okay? And I've come to realize that everything else that I've been doing all those years is complete and utter waste of time. Waste of time compared to this.
It makes it rewarding to know that you found something that works. You know what I mean?
Oh, for God's sake, this is incredible. Alberto put up a post last night on the forum saying that the market makers were going to have to deliver the money to his door and he
Oh
was making
yeah,
so much money,
yeah. I
right?
read that. I read that.
I mean, that guy, he can come up with those things. But I know he's doing it.
Right. Yeah.
But I know he wasn't. I know he wasn't doing it, and now I know he's doing it. And I am I'm just around the corner from being able to get some small amount of money to be able to start trading live.
Good.
And I can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm so frustrated because I should have been here already. But
Well,
it's just going to be a couple of grand. It's going to be nothing serious, right?
right.
But to me, that 2 grand now is the same as 20 grand 10 years ago.
Oh, I know what you mean because it doesn't
Yeah.
take much. It doesn't take much to get started
No. No.
if you have the right frame of mind and approach the market properly.
Yeah.
It's a totally
Oh,
viable
this is. Yeah.
process. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, like today alone, I only took one trade, but I
Yeah.
knew I wasn't on operating at 100%
Yeah.
because I was tired.
Yeah.
But I was sound enough to be able to say, okay, someone else called that position. This position looks just as good too. I'm
Yeah.
going to take this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to focus on this one. And it's kind of
You
focused
heard me
on it.
call. You heard me call the same thing. I got 100 pips out of it.
Yep. And
You're a Aussie.
I just did that and just
Yeah.
focused
Yeah.
and pulled
Yeah.
out a nice amount of money for the morning.
Yeah. Well, that was money. That wasn't just me like trading a demo. That was real money.
Right, but
That's the difference.
the value is if someone can just see how a 29, 30 pip trade, if that's all they've got the mental capacity to do in a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
with the proper account size. I mean, you got to manage
Yeah.
everything right.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of money. We're talking, $5,000 to $10,000. Someone could make that kind of a trade every day and
Yeah.
make a couple $100.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
in 3 or 4 months, they could up that to a few extra lots or percentages of a lot or something, and start really growing it quickly.
There's a very simple formula. Just multiply the balance of your account by 0.002.
Yep.
Let's say it's a 2,000 account. That's 0.4 of a lot, which is, I don't know, what's that, $4 a pip, roughly?
Right. Right.
You lose 10. You've lost $40. You haven't lost everything.
No, and you can come right back in with
Correct.
the sound signal.
Yes, correct.
And make it
Yeah.
back and then some.
Yeah. And then some is right. Yeah.
And that's the one thing
Yes.
I try to tell students, like, look, don't let the losses beat you up. I mean,
No.
you and I both know how hard it's been. The journey you've been. How long have you been with us? How many years?
Oh, 6, 7 years altogether,
Yeah,
but 2 years seriously. But I remember when Natalie was here, and she made a statement one day, and she said that she'd been at it 5 years before she got it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she said she looked at it as like going to university. Like if you go to university, college, whatever you call it in America, for a degree in law, okay? Or a degree in medicine, or whatever it is that you go for a degree in, okay? You're looking at 5 years, and at the end of that 5 years, you get a diploma of some description stating that you're now a bachelor of whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. So but you don't get a diploma. I'm not, you're not Jed Norwood, MMLD, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, there's no certificate to say to other people that you hang on the wall, right?
Right.
But the people that have those, it doesn't make them any good. This lister I used in Waterford, where I lived for 6 years, he has all those things in spades. He's useless. He's a liar. He's cost me a fortune. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you're going to go to this virtual, we'll call it, university, you best choose a good one. Choose one that's right and that's proper, and we have it. It's here. You guys are running it. That's what I'm on about here. And that's what I strive to get the message over about how authentic this whole thing is. I've got a friend down in Australia. He's after spending $3,000 to join up with some guy, lifetime membership. $3,500 he spent in June or July last year. Okay?
Right.
$3,500 up front. It's a one-off payment. That's the end of it. And about 3 weeks before Christmas, my friend contacted me and he showed me his account. He had a balance of $7,800 on his account. Just a week before Christmas, he withdrew $3,000, so that would leave $4,800, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at that account 2 weeks ago, there was $200 in it.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Wow, that's frustrating. That's frustrating.
It is. I'm worried for him because he needs the money. He doesn't. He hasn't got. You've got your management skills. You've got your trading skills. You've got your lot size definition parameters. You've got your stops. You've got so many things condensed into one simple trading system. I mean, it doesn't get if you just did 10, 15, 20 pips a day and did nothing else.
Yeah.
If you did nothing else, but you can increase your lot size every day by, even if it's only 10 cents, over time you will get fantastic results. But you will be. I've got an account here at the moment, demo account. I opened it 10 days ago with $5,000 balance. Right. It's just short of 35 at the moment. Okay, I've got another demo account. I've got 3 screens now. I've got 2 demo accounts. Wow. I opened it with $10,000 a week ago, less than a week ago. It's $19,960 at the moment.
Wow.
That's if you like, you have people that come on to you, right? If they want to talk to anybody about how this works, tell them to contact me. Just tell them to contact me, right?
Well,
if you wish.
It's just fun to see, because I remember when we were talking with you, I can't remember how many years ago it was. I remember where I was standing. I was in front of an Office Max or a Staples or some office supply store in the parking lot talking to you about you were interested in getting some coaching.
That's right.
And then I can't remember exactly what happened. Either you had to change directions or something came up or whatever, and you weren't able to do it. And so Kirk and I decided we were going to work with you behind the scenes anyway, just kind of give you some guidance and so forth. Yeah. And you started to see some good results. After that period, and I can't remember the time span here, we're talking a couple years of this process taking place, but I remember that Kirk stuck with you on just working through the process, getting you, looking at your track record, seeing what your trades are doing, and seeing the struggles. And so when was a turning point for you, though? When was it that you realized, hey, this 1551 makes sense? Because it's all kind of blurred for me now as far as how far back.
Oh no, a year ago, almost to the date, is when I was introduced to it. Okay. I mean, I'd seen Kirk having it up on the screen and everything, and I couldn't subscribe to it because I didn't have the money. And then when he contacted me and said, look, we've seen, because I was just doing it off the old system, and I would, make quite a lot of pips on a demo and all the rest of it. And he said, look, blah, 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 how do you manage so many, blah, blah, blah. And then he said that, you wanted to get me involved in some way so that, in a few months that hopefully I might be able to become involved in this trade copier program. Okay?
Right.
But I couldn't grasp it initially. I couldn't grasp it because it was bringing a discipline that I didn't have, and do you understand what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't grab it enough. It didn't. I had too much resistance that I didn't know I had, and then I just thought, right, okay. I was here one weekend and I just said to myself, hold on here for a minute. What are you doing? How can you keep doing things the same way and expect different results? You can't do that. So I know that. I can tell other people that, but telling myself that. So I got stuck into the videos. Now, Kirk kicked my ass a couple of times. Make no mistake about that, right?
He was tough on you, and I remember him saying,
yeah.
I had to get after him. Is he okay?
No, he's right. He's right. No, he's right. He's right. He gave me a kick in the ass and then he leave me alone because he worked out. He's a brilliant coach. Yes. Absolutely brilliant coach.
Yes.
Brilliant teacher. Brilliant. Fantastic. And then I thought, right, okay. Stop talking and start doing. And that's when I started studying the videos and going into everything over and over and over again. And my philosophy on the whole thing is very simple. But when I was a kid at school, I was struggling to, get the study in, to get the results for exams and everything. And a teacher that had been around for quite a long time, I was talking to him one day and he said, John, he said, you can study till the cows come home. Doesn't mean you're going to learn anything.
Right.
You pay attention in class. Really pay attention in class. And then when you're studying, you learn.
Yep.
And that's what I do.
Well, for me, I don't know when you started actually seeing the results, that started gaining traction, right? I noticed it sometime earlier in the either late spring, I think it was mid-spring, late spring of last year, so in 2018, is when I first noticed, oh my gosh, John's got some good track record because you started posting stuff in the forum. And that's what it may have been happening sooner than that. I don't know. I don't know when you actually.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But I started noticing you were posting, and so I started paying attention. Okay, he's got a decent track record. I see this happening. Okay, he's posted some more good stuff, and then I started realizing, wait a minute, these are some big numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm no dummy. Okay, I've learned that it's not what you know or what your skill set is as much as who you know that helps. Okay, you still have to have skills. You still have to have knowledge of how to use the system or the tools or whatever in any part of life, any aspect of life. You still have to have those other components, but oftentimes it's who you know that helps elevate you. Okay, so I got to think, okay, John's doing really well. I know I'm doing really well. I just need to start working with John. And I didn't even announce this to you. I just started doing it. I didn't want to put pressure on anything. I just said, I'm just gonna start communicating with John. So sometime we started trading in the evenings together. My evening, your morning.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, this is really working. And so we started wanting other people to see that, and so other people have been kind of invited in when we're in the forum trading together. But what I'm getting at is, you were having success. I was having success, but when I started trading with you, my personal success increased even more.
Likewise.
And so I thought, let's coattail this for everybody else. Hey, come trade with us in the forum. Hey, we're trading right now. If anyone wants to come, I know we had Ken and Chad, and we kind of pulled off for a little bit and did a little private Skype room just to kind of iron out the bugs and get a feel for it. And then we just ended up scrapping that and going right back to the forum because I realized that the forum is where everybody else needs to see the traction we were making.
Yeah, I worked that out. Yeah.
And so I junked the private one because it's not benefiting anybody, and we jumped back into doing the forum. And ever since then, since that time, and it's been several different situations, I've noticed that other people have started doing the same thing and seeing some amazing traction.
Exactly.
And that's what really has gotten me excited, because that whole concept of it's not what you know, it's who you know, or all ships in the harbor rise when the tide comes in. You hear that all the time, but to actually see it happening in a group like this has been really energizing for me.
And you've been the catalyst for it. It's fabulous. Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
But what I wanted to do, and a lot of people keep asking, what are you guys doing different? And you said it today, exactly what's being done. I want you to say it again, because I think people keep thinking they're looking for the Holy Grail. It's like what you said, you can study and study and study and not get anything done. You have to pay attention, and you have to pay attention to the right things. So people keep asking, what's your strategy? What's your secret? And you said what?
It's simple. I said I used the 15-5-1, and that's it. That's the king of my trading strategy. I used the 15, the 5, and the 1 with the indicators supplied, with the rules followed, and the story. I used the 1 hour to just confirm to stay in or add on to increase the pip count at the end of the day. But I used the 15, 5, and 1. That's the Holy Grail for me. That's it. It is the king.
And that's all I've been doing too. Now you're adding on a lot more aggressively than I am, which is fine. That I'm not knocking that all. In fact, I envy it, because I think I gotta get more focused here. Because you'll call out a trade. Oh yeah, there was one there, wasn't there? And when I'm not trading in front of the group or behind the scenes in the group, I tend to have a few extra add-ons than I normally do. But the thing is that your focus is so laser sharp. It's just amazing. And
you ask my partner Breda here. She'll come in sometimes with a cup of coffee to me. I'm in the room on my own, because I've always enjoyed working as part of a team. I don't mind. I love that, right?
Right.
But I've always worked best on my own. I can be part of a team on my own.
Right.
I can do a load of work when I'm on my own. I get in a zone, and I stay in that zone. Breda walks in, she gives me a cup of coffee, the zone is gone. I don't ask me what I've just been doing, right?
Right.
Honest to God, I was in a zone, and I struggle to get back into it immediately. Some people can just get back into it immediately. I can't. I've got to stop then for a couple of minutes, because when I go at it hard.
No, I feel that. I do that exact same thing, and I think that's kind of not to be a play on words here. We're talking about, the forum's going to be, or the workshop's going to be talking about zone trading, but you just talked about being in a zone as a trader, and so you're a mental zone, an emotional zone.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
You go into some, like if my wife comes and opens the door, and you guys probably hear the sliding glass door. It's a really noisy door. I want to replace it for something different, but she'll open it, and I'm like, ugh, it scares me out of it. And it takes a minute or two of serious concentration to get back into the zone. And so I like to get up, walk around for a minute.
Exactly. Take the words.
Decompress, and then come back and just shut everything out. I'll mute. I won't even put the headset on my head for a minute or two, just because I've got to get bearings. So hopefully, if someone says, "Hey, Jed, are you there?" and I don't answer, it's because I'm trying to get back into the zone, or I've muted myself because I may be listening to a song or something to kind of get me back into that energy that I needed to get into. There's different ways to do it. I mean, everybody has to find their own
different,
niche, but it is a process of being in a zone and then looking for zones in the market. So
right.
But I appreciate what you've been doing and the input and feedback you're sharing with everybody, and the fact that you're just following the system and it's working the way that it was designed is just really exciting, and to see that others are doing that too. So I guess the invite here is that just everybody would take to heart what's being said in this little interview. We've been talking for well, total of 20 minutes roughly, maybe 30 minutes. But there's a lot of information here that people can really glean from, and it's not hard to take the tools and work with them. It takes discipline to get the confidence to do it and to find the focus. Most of the work for a trader is not pushing the button to open or close a trade. It's managing the emotion inside the trader. It's controlling. It's controlling the focus. It's controlling the attention. We're in a society where information comes at us so fast that I think in general our attention spans as a globe has has just diminished immensely. I remember my grandparents talking about attending church meetings for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And most meetings now are 1, 2 hours tops, and then they're sending you home. That's a weird analogy, but the whole point is that I think attention spans in general are slowing down or diminishing, and it's learning how to focus. And I think it's conditional because of the environments we're in. We're in a fast-paced environment. We got internet, we got faster vehicles, we've got data flying at us at breakneck speed every day.
I can't keep up with it.
And so, trying to decipher everything and focus in and hone in on one thing, sometimes you have to learn how to shut out the noise. And I think that's where being in a positive environment, and I hope that the PIP clubs are helping people find that focus. I mean, we can get off on tangents and joke and stuff, and maybe that's helpful, maybe it's not. For some people, it helps them because we can help them relax. Other people, they just kind of zone it out, and I know they're zoning me out when I'm talking or when Kirk's talking, but the value of being in an environment where everybody's thinking the same way really helps bring it to a point where we can address issues as they come up. Just real quick, hey, this is the reason why, or hey, this. We even heard Kirk talk today about how he just got distracted.
Yeah.
And because he's doing so much in those rooms,
I don't know how he does.
I'm amazed he can take the trades he does take in the
Incredible.
Sessions. Because I know when he trades when he's by himself, holy cow, just get out of his
Electrifying.
way. But he just, and it may look like he's not doing much or just standing still in those forums, but he's doing a lot. So kudos to him for doing that. But
big time.
The group is, we just want more people that are just able to see that and be a part of the vision of it all.
Okay, well, I'm delighted to be part of that group in any way, and if there's anything that I can do, that you think that I can do to help you in any way, or anybody else for that matter, then just let me know, and if it's in my power to do it, it will be done. No questions asked.
Fantastic. Well, you're a great man, John. I appreciate it, and I really am glad for
problem.
not just the professional environment we find ourselves in, but I consider you a friend. And,
absolutely. We're all family here now.
And the day I do come to Ireland, please don't go to Hawaii. We can go to Hawaii together so we can see Pohai.
You come down here and pick me up and we'll head off.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just whilst we've been talking, I just got closed out of a few trades.
Nice.
Yeah. Just one pair. Again, the Euro Yen. Again, the 15.51. Since the PIP Club closed today, 102 pips. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. Hit to take profit.
Now, I hate to ask this question, but how many pips have you taken this whole week? Have you calculated for the whole week yet?
About 1,000.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I mean, not in a bad way.
So it's over. I've averaged, since you put up on the forum a few weeks ago, could people give them, give a pip goal? You got to have a goal, right?
Yeah.
And since then to now, I've averaged over 1,000 pips a week.
Nice.
That's net. I've had a few losses as well, obviously.
Right.
But that's included in that.
Yeah, I want people to understand there's losses taking place. This isn't all pie in the sky.
Sure,
This is real life, raw data. He's doing it. I'm doing it. I'm netting right around 650, between 650 and about 850 right now. I'm a little bit behind you.
Incredible.
For the week, but
That's
That's not the
incredible.
point. It's not a race or a competition at all. I don't want to make it sound like that.
No, no, no,
All
no.
I know is that trading with the group I get more done because as a trader because there's more sets of eyes talking about the same things,
Sure.
and that's what really makes it
Yeah,
fun.
we're talking the same language. We know.
My goal is I set out a really lofty goal. I mean, I shot it way out there,
Yeah,
and I wasn't doing that yet, but I was saying, I want to shoot for that, and I said 300 pips a day. Now I'm doing between 100 and about 225 right now on average. So
it's
I'm not
incredible. Sure.
quite where I want to be, but it's a goal. It's not so okay. I'm
Yeah,
going to reach it, and I want it to be easy. I want it to be hard. I want it to be something that I'm going to really focus and pay attention to. So, but
yeah, yeah.
you are an inspiration to a lot of people. I know you aren't, but I know you're humble about it, and I know you're just I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do here. I'm just following the system, and I
And
guess that's a takeaway.
that's exactly what it is. No more. It is no less. There is no frills on it. There's no big fancy anything attached to this, right? I'm just doing what I've been taught to do. Nothing else.
And that's
And
all the people need to know.
you guys have taught me. Yeah, it's all. You guys have taught me. Nobody else has taught me. Gee, nobody else has taught. You guys have taught me. Okay? I made a load of mistakes. You still kept teaching me. You kicked my butt when I needed it. And I came back for more and you kicked it again. And then when I finally had it kicked enough, I thought, right, okay. And it's that simple. There's nothing, this is not rocket science. But it's honest, and you can quote me on this to anybody. This is honest. You're honest. The people in the forum are honest. Everybody in the group is honest, down to earth. You've got Clark, you've got Ken, you've got Alberto, Pohai, Monica, all the gang, right? All willing to help each other.
Yep.
All willing to help out in an altruistic way, which is fantastic.
Right. You couldn't ask for a better environment.
No, you couldn't. And it's genuine, and it works. It works. This system works.
Yep.
And you can literally quote me on that to anybody. Anybody contact me in this regard, and they will hear the same thing. It works.
Well, and you're proof, and that's what's cool.
Okay, well, it definitely works. Definitely works.
But it's funny because I had somebody say to me the other day. They said, "You know what? I've seen a lot of different programs. I've been pitched by a lot of different people. You guys really are hard to get a pitch out of." And I says, "Well, we just tell our story." He says, "Well, I need to tell you this," and then he pauses for a second. He says, "Well, this may sound like an insult, but it's actually a compliment." I said, "Go ahead." He says, "You guys are not the most flamboyant people out there."
Yeah.
I thank you. I appreciate that because
absolutely under the radar.
I'm not fancy. Good grief, I'm a farm boy. I live on a little farm, and I don't.
But you work hard. You work hard. You have a farmer's mentality to work.
Yeah, it's just
got to work hard.
Just what you do. I put in a lot of long hours getting done everything I want to do each day. And notice the term I use. I use want to do. Anybody can get to that point where it's just, hey, I'm just going to do what I.
Yeah, you got to put the time in. You got to put the time in.
You have to.
You don't put the time in,
and you have to focus, and you have to put.
And here's another thing. Isn't it amazing? When you put the time in, doing something that you enjoy, right? Even though, like, you might be trading, say, like a demo account, and you haven't got the real money rewards yet, or whatever, right? Stay at it. And whilst you're doing all that, suddenly, out of nowhere, some money will come to you to trade with. And you won't know where it's coming from, but it'll just arrive.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
It's amazing how just doing. And this is something that Kirk always taught me growing up. He used to say, just if you're not getting what you want in life, just start doing something, and that will come.
Yeah.
I remember him saying, so what? You're trying to. This is back in the day when we had a different business we were working in. He'd say, so you're still working on that big account, closing that big account. Fine, but don't just sit around and wait for it. go out and find 20 or 30 small accounts.
Yeah.
That's the whole principle. I mean, it applies to anything in baseball, basketball, trading, crocheting, baking, whatever, whatever it is you do. You just if you want something, if you want positive things to happen in your life, you just need to start doing something.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So the invitation is for people to come do something here. I'd
like if they would only grasp it, if people could know about it. I mean, it's a very look at the whole thing is genuine, and in the Forex world, there's not a whole lot genuine.
No, it's there.
This is genuine.
We've been around as a company, training company since 2007. We've been trading a lot longer than that. A lot prior to that. Since 1998 was the first time I started trading the Forex.
Well, right.
2007 is when we finally decided, let's start teaching people.
Yeah.
And since then, we've seen so many companies come and go. We go to conventions and you bump into some quote-unquote guru.
Yeah.
And how many of those I've seen come and go?
Yeah.
But I always look around the room and say, how many people are going to be around here in 10 years? There's not very many. There's not very many. And I'm not talking about traders that are trying to use their programs. I'm talking about the guys that have the programs. It's
incredible, isn't it? Incredible.
It's a fly-by-night world, and it's a tough market to be in. Just flat out it is, and either you've got the aptitude or you don't. And I don't want to sound harsh there, but the reality of it is, not everybody makes it.
Yeah.
And so I guess the hope here is that we can get people to come find refuge here from that statistic. We don't want people to become that statistic. We want to help them to become actual success.
Yeah, well, they've got to be willing to help themselves too. Yeah,
right. It takes the mentality, and it takes focus, it takes commitment, and it takes being mechanical and just doing what the system says to do.
Yeah.
So, well, I sure appreciate your time, John.
Oh no, you're welcome. I reiterate, anything, anytime, anywhere.
Thank you.
Not an issue. Okay. Well, God bless.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bless. You too. God bless.
God bless you too. Bye.
Bye, mate.